29th, and we are drawing or painting our prompt, which is warm layer. Things that make you feel nice and cozy. Although there's a really lovely picture that that I think it was a picture that Nanette put on here, which I love. So I think I may do that one. It's of her son walking in the snow, and I have one of those hats. I haven't worn it for a long time. So I'm going to use this picture, if that's okay with you, Nanette. I'm sure that you are coming on, so I'm gonna refresh and see who is here with us this morning on this cold and chilly January day. Hey C, how are you? You're doing this one, isn't it pretty?
Not too shabby.
Oops. My Siri answered me and I was like, I'm not talking to Siri, I'm talking to C. Oh, that's why she thinks I'm talking to her, because your names are close in sounding. Okay, shall we get started? I have some leftover gouache, which I'm going to be using from yesterday's palette. We had a class yesterday, our last class. I still have to finish it, but we're just bringing all the elements together. So this is just a very rough, painterly sketch of the image, and then I can put all the details in. So that was yesterday. What else did we do yesterday? Yesterday was Wednesday. Oh, I did have to go to the bank and cancel my credit card because I got directed to a site when I was paying like the airport tax in Mexico to another site in the States who basically scam people out of, you're only supposed to pay like $18 for this, like it's your tax when you leave the airport or when you leave the country, and they charged me an extra $87 US on top of the $18. So my bill was like 190 Canadian or something like that. Anyway, I cancelled the card because I'm like, you just took all of my information, everything, passport, my address, like everything. And I got a receipt, but I didn't, it just said, no, you don't have to do anything else. But every other site says that you get a QR code straight away. Anyway, that was my fault. I was in a rush. I just clicked on the link. It looked really legitimate. And it's basically a company who's providing a service fee for doing whatever you could do on the Mexican site. Horrible. Oh. Hi everyone. Hi Angie. Hi Meryl. Hello Michelle. Hi Nanette. Nanette, I'm going to do your lovely photo here. I may zoom in a little bit. I'm not sure. And Angie says, hi Char, I made it today. I'm so happy. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Angie. Teresa says, hi. Teresa, how's the little gallery going? Oh, C says, that happened to me when applying for my passport. I know. There are all these American scammers who mimic the, like, honestly, it looked exactly like the other site. Mimic the sites, and then in tiny, tiny writing at the bottom say, this is a fee that we are charging to process your documentation. Yeah, it's your son in Montreal. I kind of want to pull him in, but I do want to have the distance. So I think I'm going to be doing this a lot. Woo-hoo. Right? But anyway. Yeah, so that's what happened to me. I spent basically 2.5 hours dealing with that. And then I went to go and get some food. What else did I do? Not too much else. Friends came over, chatted with them, which was nice. Haven't seen them for a long time. they sound like they want to sign up to my retreats, even if they're not doing art, because they want to come for the food and the culture, which is absolutely fine. Teresa says, I'm returning home today. It's going well. Lots of community involvement, but not so much from local artists, of which there are many. You know, Teresa, I feel like artists get very precious about their work, and they feel like giving it away is just, you know, why am I giving away a piece of art? Don't worry, I can keep you stocked. I've got to send some. I'm going to send some either today or tomorrow. But yeah, it's true. I think some artists are a little bit, can I say, snooty about the whole art thing. Like, honestly, I love selling my work, so it's not like I don't like selling my work, but you know, we can still donate and appreciate the community as well. So good morning, Susan, how are you? Yeah, I'm busy, but it's, you know, never too busy to, well, I've got actually some mail. I feel like I'm on top of everything, ready to go, which I'm happy about. But yeah, I've got everything ready. I've just got to pack it down. And then I'm going to run into the dilemma of, uh-oh, like I need, this is way too heavy. So then I take things out, and I said to myself, I'm not going to take much because I want to buy stuff down there. I want to buy, you know, the artisanal, they have these gorgeous bags down there, and I know that I could make my own, but I like supporting artists down there as well. So I think, yeah, maybe I'll leave one of my bags down there and get a bag. Maybe I won't go with a bag, and I'll go and get a bag. That could be my first thing that I do, is get a bag for the trip. Ooh, that's not a bad idea, is it? Scott says, good morning all, send me address and I will send some art. Ah, Teresa says, thank you. Is that Scott? Yes, it's Scott. Okay, Teresa's going to send it to you. I'm picking up a bit of green, which I don't really want. How are you all today? Let's hear everything. I want to hear everything. I sent out the Padlet last night. It was really late. You can hear my voice is croaky because of it. The Padlet is there for you to populate. I know I should have sent it out last weekend, but all you have to do is take pictures of your stuff and put it in there. And like I said, you can use the Padlet column, like your one column, put your name at the top. You should have all editing abilities, like you should be able to change, or when you put a post in, just put your name at the top, and then nobody will take your column. And maybe when I see who's putting in stuff, I can name that column your name so that you can put stuff in. I think that's a good idea. And Teresa Hippo says, my envelope will be posted on Monday, Teresa. I am out of envelope of the right size. My partner will buy some today or tomorrow. You guys are the best. Sending Teresa lovely artwork for her little gallery. Okay. I want to get that purple, I really do need more of a cobalt, which I do have. I think this is the crazy expensive one that I paid. Is Sarah here this morning? She would know. The one that I paid 36 Canadian for. Didn't realize, and then felt embarrassed when I got to the counter and they rang it through, and then I walked away going, why was that so expensive? So I didn't say anything, and then I'm like, oh, that's why. The cobalt. Michelle Shane. I love you, Michelle. What are people sending art for and where, please? Actually, you know what? I'm going to give you a pass because you haven't been in our mornings very often. Teresa, who lives in North Carolina, her and her husband have made, you know, the little libraries? They've made a beautiful little gallery. It's gorgeous and quite big as well. So in her neighborhood, she's putting, so it's like give a piece of art, take a piece of art, and we're sending her art to put in her little gallery. Michelle's like, thank you. Yeah. Teresa says, I will private message you, Michelle, later. I want to hear all about Char's trip. Well, I haven't gone yet, so I can't really say too much, but I'm very excited. Birgit, who's in our group, she is already down there and loving Oaxaca City already, so that's fantastic. I am super excited to get down there. Not going until Saturday, so have a couple more days with you guys. Today is Thursday, by the way. A reminder that it is Art Hang Party, or if you want to draw some portraits, you could go over to the Visual Arts Passage. If I have everything packed and ready tonight, I will be doing maybe both of them. I know, Teresa, but I spoke to Trova the other day and I'm waiting for them to approve dates. So next year will be a go as well. I know it's early to plan, but woo, that came around really quickly from last year. So quickly. And I think people just don't realize how quick the year goes and planning, and so quickly. So, yeah, as soon as I have you on the list for one of the first ones to contact for Oaxaca. I'm doing Mexico City after Oaxaca, so I'm doing 2. You can sign up to both of them if you want, or just do Oaxaca. But yeah, I will send you all the details. You are on my list to send. I will get a pre-link, like a pre-link to the week, and before I launch it, and this way basically everybody who wants to sign up, then they can, and then I will fill the remaining spots. But snow really is pretty. We did have a little bit of snow last night again. You know, it's just never ending. Not that much, not enough to, you know, have to go out and shovel, but a dusting. My car is all white. The roads are all white again, which I love because it just cleans the roads up. Doesn't make it look as dirty. Oh, Michelle says, lovely. I will send some too. You're the best. And Teresa says, thanks. There are many out there. Oh, there are? Of the little galleries? See, why I don't know that. Stickers. Love stickers. Teresa says, you don't know how I wish. Oh, that I was saying. How I wish I was going. Nanette says, I'm sending art to Teresa. PM me your address. And thanks, Annette. Still waiting for personal stuff to settle. Maybe joining for the trip. Yay! And Angie says, and Angie is on the list too, right? Yes, you're on the list, Angie. You are on the list. And C says, do you still have my address, Teresa? I think so, C, and you're definitely on my list. Oh, stickers? I want stickers too. Am I on your list? Can we get on the sticker list? Nanette says, I have to wait for the 2028 trip to Oaxaca. That's okay. It's it'll still be there in 2028, Nanette, and we will still go. Okay, I should have kept that a little bit whiter up there. I'm going to make these a little bit lighter, and then the one that where he is, make it darker. Where is this? Nanette, does it say? Is it close to you? What a lovely walk. Hello, Reb. How are you? Good morning. Good morning. Teresa says, yes, you are, but your address covered by PO stamping. You will have to send it to me. Oh, okay. I'll send it to you. Michelle says, I'm going to copy your purple and blue. Do, of course. Copy. I mean, that's what I see. Maybe other people see other things. The purple and blue. I may actually take that cobalt down to Mexico. Hippo says, hi, Reb. Hi, Hippo. Oh, Montreal. Right, you did say. He went with friends to check out something with heated rivalry. Okay, let me mix up. I've got a lot of colors from yesterday, so I think I can use those. Just reactivating my palette. I need to clean out some of my containers which had, or just reactivate, because they got very messy, you know, the clear ones, because I can't do this again. I get out the habit of using those little clear containers that I told you about, Michelle, last week, similar to this one, but the big one. I want to also clear this out and take it down with me to Mexico. Yeah, so I need to, I think I'm going to go higher. Because I don't like waste, and I'm wasting so much. Okay, I'm totally switching this. I just realized that I want to make it a little bit more dramatic, so I'm raising the horizon line. Which means I need to put more white up there. kind of look like buildings in the background right now, so I mean that'll change eventually. Is everybody doing this? I was either going to do this, or I was really hoping that Nick or anybody who knits, or Elvira, would have posted a whole bunch of their sweaters on the Padlet. My sweaters are not so pretty, and they're not as pretty as you guys who knit. I thought that would be a really nice subject, the pink sweaters. Did you see that Heidi Parks has another quilt lesson starting in Creative Bug? See, you probably saw that. I don't know, or maybe you're not a member anymore. Ah, did you? Yeah, did you see that? I put that away. I did really enjoy working from an old photo and putting, I think it was a black and white photo that I worked from, Hippo, and I put color to it. So that was, I like Family February. Not everybody likes Family February, but like I said in my video that I posted on YouTube this morning, it doesn't have to be, it can be just of treasures which you call treasures. So, you know, it can be your art supplies, it can be your clothes, it can be all your shoes. Like if you want to do a month of shoes, like it's very open. It doesn't have to be your treasures in your family are your treasures. They don't have to be hand-me-downs. You know, they don't have to have so much history to them. You can use the prompts, or there are no prompts. You're making your own prompt list with all the treasures. I'm making mine a little bit more hilly. So yesterday when I was making stickers, I almost threw away all the offcuts of this project that I was doing for Oaxaca. And I thought, what am I doing? Those little offcuts, because they're sticky backed, I can use them as scraps and like put notes on them and stick them over. Or if I don't like something on a page, I can just stick it over it. Yeah, like things like that. Just, I think I'm becoming a little bit more aware of not to throw stuff out. I mean, I don't really throw too much out, because if you could see what I have in my studio, I really don't, but it's nice to catch myself before I just throw it out. Because I had things like this were cut from a big piece of paper. Well, these I could make into mini stickers because they're stick back on the back. And I can, you know, have them with me just in case I need to put something. It's almost like a post-it, but not really because it's more permanent. But if I don't like something on the page, I can just add it to it. I don't know. Do you ever catch yourself like going, why am I throwing that out? You're probably all going all the time and it's nothing new. And okay, so I'm making this foreground a little duller so that the area back here is brighter. All about your contrast and values. Morning, Melissa. How are you? The artist dilemma. It totally is. She says, I'm amazed at the treasures I found. Isn't it nice to bring something like back to the surface that you'd forgotten about? Hippo says, I'm sure that your house is full of treasures and memories. Yeah, totally the artist dilemma. Hi, Martina. Martina says, hi, Scott. And Hippo says, no, because I keep everything. Yeah, so you don't have that issue. Okay, I'm going to soften the edge here, just because I need it a little bit softer because it's in the distance. And my paintbrush is just damp. I'm going to take that edge away. This is where gouache is probably the closest to oil paints. Now if the blue was a little bit thicker, that would help as well, but that's okay. I'm bringing a little bit of light into that area as well, so that helps. Just get that distant sensation and the sun coming up maybe. No, I think the sun is already up. I mean, the trees are going to cover this part, so I shouldn't really worry too much about it. Steve says, Hippo, it's full of sentiments for sure. Hippo says, I have pieces of paper to make collages for the rest of my life. I too. Yep. I have one bin, which I tried when I cleaned up my room, I don't know, the other month or the beginning of the month. I have one bin which I've moved from right next to me because I put all the papers in there. I tried to get rid of some of the papers. I couldn't get rid of the papers. But you know what? That's okay, because not getting rid of the papers means that I have things for, oh, see, I collect palettes as well. But I have things for like Arizona, like even, because this is the paper. I just use the Canson. I have a roll of worse paper and I should use that on here, but I kind of like how it gets messed up, my paper that I use on my table. But I don't mind like little things like that. I can, because I'm going over with gouache or acrylics, it just covers it. So that's where my, you know, I do use all the paper that I have. Okay, I'm switching my water out. Maybe we'll make this into a mixed media. Yeah, I think so. Hello, Gorika. Oh, Gory. No, it's Gory. I thought it was Gorika. Sorry, Gory. Hey, Gory. Oh, we have like some we have some oldies here. Not that you're old. How are you? So nice to see you. Oh, Gory hasn't been here for a while, but she was in our group originally back in March 2020. So it's lovely to have you here. Annette says, yes, the sun is usually high in the sky by the time my son gets up. That's funny. Hippo says, hi Martina and hi Gory. You won't recognize some names here, Gory, unless you've been lurking, and then you will, because everybody's been here for a while. How are you? How is everything? Have you been back home with your husband? Okay, I'm gonna get some lighter, some lighter trees in the background. And I'm just gonna put the trunks in so that I can see how far up. I can feel like this is one of those browns that is like, it's the Van Dyke and it's so scratchy. I don't know why it's scratchy. C says, Gory. Are you going to do Family February with us, Gory? I'm going to Mexico to teach in my sketchbook art retreat on Saturday, but I'll be back doing lives on the 16th. I guess that is the Tuesday. Is it? No, or is that the 17th? That could be the 17th. Yeah, so you caught us, and we're not going to be here for a couple of weeks. Martina says, hi Hippo, hi Gory. And Reb says, and it's the only brown in that color. Yeah. Is yours scratchy too, Reb? Okay, the 17th is a Tuesday. Thank you. Yeah, because that's family day, isn't it? Melissa. Melissa's here. Melissa, tell us what you're drawing tonight. I was saying to everybody, I'm going to try and make it tonight. My plan is to get everything ready and packed, and if I can do that before tonight, before 7 p.m., I will be there. And be there or be square. Yeah, it's not quite dry. I could take the dryer on here. I may do that. I know it's noisy for you guys. I have a real thing for trees. I really do love trees. I really should do a month of like just focusing on different trees. Like that would be such a lovely project, wouldn't it? I wonder what month we could do that. I have all the months written down. I know that I haven't shared them with everybody. Oh, so March, we're doing mind and memory. April is April's awareness. That may be a good month to do trees. That could be a good month. Awareness of things that are around you. I know that we kind of do that, but I think it's a good time, even for us up here in these Arctic conditions. We could probably start going outside in April, don't you think, Melissa? Gory says, hi, C and Martina. Been a long time. And Hippo. Melissa says, we're doing unusual lighting at Oh, I can imagine that would be very colorful, those images. I have not looked at your images. I know that you kind of give a sneak peek, don't you? Trees and other things. Yeah, that could be great for April's awareness. Who here is doing Family February and the treasures? Is anyone committing to daily objects? Only because then I can keep you on my radar while I'm away and share your work in my stories. It'd be kind of nice to check in with you guys and see what you're up to. Arbor Day is in April. Perfect. Perfect. That's awesome. Okay, I need to catch up on this. Reb says, yes, it makes my skin crawl. Oh, this one. Why is it? We need to write to Karen Dash and say, you need to fix the composition of this brown. I mean, it is something that's not... I wonder if people write to them. Do you think people write to them and tell them? Do you think if we all write to Karen Dash and say you need to fix your Van Dyke, maybe they'll send us some Van Dyke browns? Reb has strong feelings about the brown Neo colors. But okay, so this one is a bit, it is a bit scratchy. Don't you agree? Everybody get your Van Dykes out and see if they are scratchy. I want to know. And if you're watching this afterwards, write in the comments if your Van Dyke Karen Dash Brown is scratchy. And Reb was a big help with the references for tonight's art hang party. Michelle says trees, exclamation mark. Susan says yes, trees. Arbor Day is in April. Thank you, Reb. Trees and other things. Oh yeah, there's Earth Day too. I hope we can go outside in April. Oh my gosh. And yeah, Melissa, we will plan as soon as the weather starts getting better. We'll be planning. I mean, we could even plan when the weather's horrible because we can do like indoor sketching, but like we did last year. That was fun. That was a fun day out with Jen from LA. That wasn't the last time I saw you though, was it? No, we did meet up with the Toronto crowd, but that was my last one, I think, when we went to the Bata Shoe Museum. Carolyn says, hi, Gory. And Melissa says, the images are all different from what's on the YouTube thumbnail, but same sort of vibe. Okay. And, okay, Michelle is in for the treasures. Oh. And Melissa says, I might do them as self-portraits. Interesting. And yeah, Michelle, Shane says, just said it, so I'm doing it. Yep. Okay, I'll check in with your images. And Nanette says, I started taking photos tomorrow. I'll start taking photos tomorrow. And Melissa says, haha, Michelle, we'll be your accountability buddies. Okay, Melissa, says Michelle. Teresa says, haha, I may choose 5 family objects so I can commit to that and have to decide the 5 most important. That's a job in itself. Well, that's why you should do the whole month, so you don't feel the pressure of only having to pick 5. Hippo says, mine doesn't feel scratchy. Oh, what? The browns I have feel firmer than any other color. Yes, Casaloma. We have to do Casaloma because I've never been to Casaloma. We need to go to Casaloma. Yes. That probably would, don't you think Casaloma would be better in like late May, early June, Melissa? I'm just thinking of like the flowers and things that are coming up. It's probably going to still be quite bare if not. But I guess we can do the house, right? The Casa Loma. Yeah, you may be missing something in there. Hi, Carolyn. Hope you have been well. And Nanette says, I'm sad to say I don't have a Van Dyke brown. Don't worry. You're not missing anything. Good morning, Tammy. How are you? Hippo says, yes, Melissa, this brown feels drier than most of the new colors, but not scratchy at all. Maybe it doesn't affect you as much, Hippo. You know, some people get really affected by feels. Say feels, by sensations, by textures. Okay, that was a little bit crazy, that one. You know, we do all the verticals and then we forget to do all the horizontal branches that come out of the verticals, and there's quite a lot. And they kind of make up the bushiness of the tree. If not, they would just be so sticky like just like sticks. Yeah, Melissa, I think that's a good idea. She said we could do indoor first and second visit for outside. And we can combine it all together. I think that's a good plan. And weekends are better for you, right? Well, I will be getting your son in here as well. I will, I promise. He's going to be in the scene. Just haven't got there yet. Minute. It's been nice using mixed media today. I still have to work on the contrast of these trees though. I think I may take my 14B out if I can find it. I could have packed it away. Oh, I do have that, but that's not going to go over the top. Let's have a look. Oh, I do have a little one. I have a little 14B here. Hippo says, I'm affected by soft pastels on paper or chalk or board. Yeah. Then you are affected, because I don't like I'm not a huge lover of soft pastels, as everybody knows, which is a shame. I think I should really be doing a 100-day project on soft pastels. That would really maybe either make me love them or hate them even more. Hate is a strong word. I don't hate them, because I know that I could probably use them many different ways. Melissa says, be right back. Weekends are better, Saturday or Sunday mornings. Okay, yeah, that would work for me as well. Hippo says, Teresa, I like something is scratching my bone. It's like something is scratching my bones. That's why I only use them with a wet sponge. Oh, yeah. Yes, I have to also think about that. What is that? What happened there? Did that just appear? Oh, I must have had it on my finger. You know what? It kind of looks like the sun. Let's just make it into the sun beaming through. That just appeared. Huh. So just want to make these a little bit darker, because this way they will look like they're more in the foreground. Ow, that's why I keep touching the paint. Hippo says, Blue Shiner and Melissa, maybe you could take pictures at Casa Loma and we could do a draw in a collab session. Ooh, that would be great. Yeah, that would be a great idea, Hippo. Good thinking. I'm missing something. Teresa. Oh, Teresa says, I have heard that on the chalkboard, sorry to say, I would do that when teaching to get the attention of my students who love to chat, but I have not heard that sound with pastels. It's not with the pastels. I don't think it's really a sound with the pastels. I feel like it's more of the feel, right? You don't get that screeching sound with the pastels, but you get that dryness. Ugh. Yeah. You know, I did overcome it a little bit when I took that course with the visual arts passage, the life drawing class, and we had to use soft pastels. I did, yeah, I could almost say to John English, I think maybe I'm not as averse to using them anymore, but I haven't used them since, so yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna get a very quick little little figure on here, because if not, we're going to run out of time. Look at the time. Just passes by so quickly. Okay. Gotta think silhouettes. I'm going to spray these a little bit more because they're not reactivating. There we go. Trying to think what, yeah, that was Schminke. So Schminke is not as great as Holbein to reactivate. So that's why putting it in those containers, it really does help. Okay, I need to make sure that he's going to be a lot bigger than in the piece there. Oh, actually, I'm going to pull that out even further. And I mixed a little bit of that brown for his hat up here. This can actually be lighter, but also warmer. And I have to make that shadow underneath him much bluer. I should use a bigger brush for this. Nanette says, I love that sound, soft pastel and charcoal. You're a funny lady. And Teresa says, now I have to use them this weekend when I get stuck in the house with 5 inches of snow in the south. That means 3 days home. Oh, wow. And Hippo Nanette says, Nanette, you are from another planet. Uh-huh. She is. Tammy says we're being told we might get snow flurries Saturday night, an extremely rare occurrence in South Florida. I'm sure it won't stick though. I'm sure it'll just be like a flurry and then that's it. Scott says, I love this piece, and before you're gone, I want to know, I wish you a super special trip. Well, if you're around tomorrow morning, you can join. Bye, Gory. So nice to have you here. Well, Nanette, you know what? It's good that you keep some pastel companies in business. Probably a little bit of an exaggeration, this light, but I like it. Looks like he's leaning forward a little bit too much. I'm going to darken, darken his jacket in some areas. And adjust his posture a little bit so that he doesn't look like he's falling forward, and then lower his arm here. His face, like the whatever I put on, it has to dry before I can put any details on, so just moving into another area of the picture. It's a great picture. Thank you, Nanette, again. Yeah, and thank your son for sending it. Hello. It looks like Bad Bunny. It does kind of look like Bad Bunny. Good morning, Maria. How are you? Gory says, yes, Cheryl, we'll try and catch these lives. We'll try to do Family February or just come hang out here. Yeah, I won't be here for 2 weeks, but I will be back. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you. And thank you, Martina. Thank you. Susan says, the only thing I love more than snow scenes are scenes of Oaxaca. Can't wait to see what you do on your trip. Wishing you an amazing time. Thank you so much. The light is beautiful. Nanette says, thank you for the painting it. I'm honored. I will tag you. I'll tag you so that you can send it to him. I don't know what I have on the... Oh, I don't have anything on the back. Maybe I'll bring it over to Italy with me, Nanette. Okay. I am going to be here for a couple more minutes, everybody. I need to finish this. So if you need to go, thank you for joining me this morning. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up. And if you are not subscribed, subscribe. Maybe I'll do... I know I always say this, but that would be kind of fun to do a little live, an early morning live from el centro de Oaxaca. And yeah, I mean, even if it's just a couple of minutes, just to get on so that you can see what it's like when the sun is coming up. Because I'm always up when the sun is coming up. Gotta catch that day. Thank you, Nanette. I'll be live tomorrow, everybody, on Zoom. So if you're part of our group and you want to join the live tomorrow on Zoom, we will be on Zoom at the regular time of 7 a.m. Have a good day. Have a good work day, everybody, if you are heading to work. Now I've got Bad Bunny in my head, Maria, which isn't a bad thing. I think Maria got me onto Bad Bunny. I do like his songs. And I can't sing, and if I could sing, I would sing it for you, but I can't sing, so it's probably better that I don't. I know. It was like I was wondering why everyone was acting like it was the last live. Yeah, it's not. It's a fantastic reference. It's not the last live, and yes, great reference. I think making him a little bigger also was a good call because this gives him a little bit more importance. I'm not going to zoom in. I could zoom in on the photo, but I don't really want to because if not, I won't get the same freshness. I think I made his head too big, so that's one thing I will do is correct that. And that's an easy correction, I think. I'll try. It's really just about the turtleneck that he's wearing, which is going to have to be a little bit larger. Thank you, Angie. Have a really good day. Divine Diva D says, do you always use a reference? No, I don't always use a reference. If you've seen my other videos, sometimes I'll go by memory. But we do like to use each other's references. Next month will be your own references. Really, but I think it'll be really nice to see everybody's treasures. And then, you know, you guys have that connection between you if you are meeting on Zoom. I'm not sure if you guys have discussed it or if you guys want to do that, or if Louise is going to do that again. But I think it's a nice idea to just meet up, maybe you guys a couple of times a week. I know that I probably shouldn't mess with this, but I do feel like I need to just put a couple of darker areas down here just to pull that in. All right, everyone. I think that's it. I can hold it closer. I like his little face. I think that's cute. Did it zoom in enough? There we go. Nanette probably doesn't look anything. And I love the other photo that you posted of you. Love it. You're so cute. Thank you, Melissa. Nanette says, have a fabulous time, Char. Looking forward to seeing all your posts. Yes. Yes, we have a Zoom live tomorrow. Have a great day. Lovely that you all joined this morning. Make sure if you're here after the live and you're rewatching to say hi in the comments. It's always nice to know that you're there. And Amy, who is part of our group, a lot of times she catches the lives and it's so nice to see her comments. So make sure you say hi in the comments. And if you're not a subscriber, become a subscriber. Take care, everybody. Bye. Have a good day.